Get more on the Saudi perception on this. Salman Al-Ansari joins us now. He's in Riyadh. He's the founder of the Saudi American Public Relations Affairs Committee. Salman, we heard in that report from Nick Robertson, Saudis seem very positive about Donald Trump. Why?
Indeed. Thank you so much for having me. To be honest, if we look at the strategic and geopolitical challenges in the region, we will realize that there is a huge need to basically have this partnership with the United States, to basically have the United States to be back to the game. And I think that the Trump's administration's visit to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has an unprecedented strategic importance, not only to the region in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East, but also to the global security. So it's very needed. And that's why the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the GCC countries and also the Arab and Muslim world are very excited to have President Trump. And all that we want from this administration is basically to talk the talk and walk the walk when it comes to confronting the challenges that we have in the region specifically.
All right, but Salman, tell me what specifically, because we know the Saudis were wary of Barack Obama. They felt that under Obama, Washington did not have their back. What is it specifically that they like about Mr. Trump or that they're hoping from him?
Yeah, I think when it comes to Obama's administration, we had definitely ups and downs. It's like a zigzag. It's not like completely negative. It's not completely positive. But we think that the Trump's administration has more of a clear understanding of the root of the issues here in the Middle East. And the roots of the issues is basically the sectarian practices of the radical Iranian regime. So all what we need is to basically see the United States to be back to the game in such a way that would ensure all the U.S. partners in the Middle East and the world to be in such a position where they confront the challenges with unified policy. So all what we need from the Trump administration is basically to be having a unified policy to confront the Iranian regime. Right now, we are speaking of more than 75 militias that are supported by the Iranian regime just in Iraq.
Okay.
So imagine what is going on in Syria. Imagine the IRGC practices. Imagine the Hezbollah practices. So,
all right. So you want to hear from Mr. Trump how he's going to confront Iran and the way Iran projects power across the region. I understand that. Let me ask you a question that Nick Robertson asked Saudis in his report. The travel ban that Mr. Trump tried to put in place in the U.S. was decried by some in this country as anti-Muslim. Does that not factor in for Saudis?
I don't think Saudis see this to be an anti-Muslim kind of decision, because it's up to the Americans to basically do all what it needs to secure their borders, to secure their nation. And it's something that did not actually get projected to the Saudis as something to be anti-Saudi. And we have heard the Deputy Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman himself, basically saying that Trump is actually a true friend to Islam, a true friend to Muslims. So, and the biggest proof of all that is that President Trump chose Saudi Arabia to be the first visit. That in itself is very historic, very strategic, and it has a clear picture of what the Trump administration is trying to do, not only in the Middle East, but in the whole world when it comes to combating the challenges and all the basically the difficulties that the region is facing. So we believe that the Trump administration is pragmatic enough to basically address the issues very decisively, because what we need right now is a decisive action approach. We do not need talks and talks without having real actions. And we can tell that the Trump administration is an administration that takes actions so seriously, and they have a clear picture of what's going on in the Middle East, and that's what we need. So we will have a lot when it comes to security cooperation. We will have a lot when it comes to intelligence cooperation. We will have a lot on economic collaboration. So we will be having a breaking through level of mutual understanding between
Salman,
the Muslim world and the United States.
All right, listen, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for coming on the show. Salman telling us the Saudis very warm on Trump's decisive action that they're expecting from him, certainly have been warming to him, in particular since Washington targeted Syria and that Syrian airfield a few weeks ago. All right, thank you very much. And